Welcome to the 4th episode of the NSSF Friends with Benefits Season 3. It's so good to be back. My name is Gaetano.
We're so happy to be here. I am Crystal. Now, this show, Friends with Benefits, is about successful stories from 16 contestants who invested their NSSF benefits wisely and ensured their money kept growing.
That's correct. Now, last week, we met Sarah Mubiru, who received her withdrawal benefit and let her sweet tooth inspire her into making sugar-free honey sweets. I can still taste them in my mouth.
Oh, so
yes.
Good.
And then there was Edson Wine, who received his exempted employment benefit. He started his business of building welding machines with only 600,000 shillings.
How?
I don't know, but he did, my friend said. And he also actually trains young youth in his area.
Now remember, the winner from episode 3 will be announced at the end of this show. They will make it to the top 8 contestants and they'll be that much closer to the grand prize of 30 million shillings,
Ooh.
15 million for the first runner-up, or 10 million for the second runner-up. That is a total of 55 million shillings. But of course, we need guidance on who to vote for. So allow us to introduce our panel of judges.
Yes, the lady in red, Barbara Arimi, of course, Head of Marketing and Communications, NSSF.
And we have communications specialist and award-winning journalist, Simon Kasiate.
Over how many bow ties do you own?
Maybe about 15 kilograms. I don't count them in one.
Yes,
I weigh them.
And weigh them. Last but not least, we have another specialist in the building, human resource specialist, none other than Mabel Chigundu. All right, now it's time for us to meet our 7th contestant and see what he did with his benefits. And to do that, we give the stage to none other than our man on the ground, Mr. Daudi. Do your thing.
Hello, my name is David Rukasi and it's a sunny day in Kasodo. It's a town in the eastern part of Uganda. And reason why is I came to see David Mayeku's farm. They usually plant around 100 acres of rice in a season. This rice takes about 3 months and it's ready for produce.
I received NSSF retirement benefits when I clocked 60 years 2017. We're having the rice grown in the raw area, processed halfway, brought to Kampala. That's one of the busiest areas where you get most of the middle class people stay. You add value to it, pack it, and then you will have also an outlet.
Right now, there might not be that much work going on in the background, but I'm going to be talking to Stephen Okiror, who is the manager, to give us the details on the off-season and on-season and the produce.
Nkoledde ebbanga lya myaka 5 kati faamu eno twankava mu kukungula kati tuli mu kutegeka okuddamu okusimba omwezi gwa mwenda.
According to the mathematics that we have done here today, 100 acres of planted rice, the produce is 80 bags. 80 bags of 100 kilos. I can gladly tell you that Mr. Mayeku is one of the slave farmers in Kampala. He has 40 million Ghana shillings every 3 months out of 100 acres.
In terms of scaling, we decided to brand the 1 kilogram and also the 5 kilogram. Those are branded in our own packaging system. We are capable of doing 10 bags. That's 1,000 kilograms a day. About our packaging, that is again an area that we did a lot of research. So we moved around and then we zeroed on transparency type of paper such that a customer or client can buy what he's seeing. On the side of certification of the UNBS, our pursuit to achieving the NBS certificate was successful. We received a certified certificate indicating that our product is actually fit for human consumption. There is better life after retirement, more so if you are prepared for yourself But specifically, if someone saves the money for you and you get it in bulk, in my view, nothing beats NSSF in terms of saving for the future.
Yes, I love some good rice, and he seems to have that just in his translucent bags. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me on welcoming onto stage David Mayeku. Hey, he doesn't want to use the steps, he just wants to jump over here. Mr. Mayeku, how are you?
Very well, thank
Pleasure.
you. How are you?
Take a
Thank
seat. You seem to be quite a busy man. You even have time to play badminton.
That's what makes me.
Hey,
Yep.
all
Because
fun and no play makes for a dull day.
Exactly, the fitness of it. And
All right. Mr. David, we are going to go over to our judges. I'm sure they have plenty of questions to find out exactly how you get this started and where you want to take it, okay? This time we're going to start off with Mabel.
Okay. David, you are most welcome.
Thank you very much.
And I congratulate you for having come this far.
Thank you.
I heard in the video that was playing about 100 acres. Are those your acres or are those for the outgrowers?
Part of it is outgrowers, and then we are talking of 60 and 40.
Okay.
And not all of it, by the way, is mine. And we are working with a family, called a family, so we get some of the land from them as well. In terms of the expansion, that one there's no problem.
Yes, I'll go next. Mr. Mayeku, what is the yield per season? What is your pricing? And where are you distributing the finished product?
Okay, that one is quite interesting. The yield, what we call a normal yield. Yeah. Because for every acre, we get around, say, 20. Normal yield, 20 unmilled. Yeah. In terms of pricing,
Yes.
we do a bit of costing. But
Okay.
also, is demand and supply.
It comes to how much?
5,000 per kilogram.
Okay, 5,000 per
Yes.
kilogram. And is that competitive?
It's very competitive
Okay.
to the point that once someone tastes it, they will ask you, oh, where do you get this rice from?
Okay.
So you tell me, oh, I have a colleague who
Okay.
had told me the same story. That's how we are building our market.
Okay, thank you.
David, do you have the strategic intent of being the largest rice grower in East Africa, or are you doing this subjecting yourself against the vagaries of climate change? And who knows, you possibly could run out of your savings having failed to get a good crop season after season.
Our strategy, the biggest strategy is expansion. Why? Because there's demand for it. And two, the guys of Sheraton, the upper end, we want something that is certified, that is... But look, they have not even looked at how long is this basmati or Pakistan that you have bought, well processed. But for how long has it taken on the shelves? You have no idea. When did he harvest? You have no idea. When did he store it in his stores? We have no idea. When did someone in Uganda place an order for Pakistani rice?
No
We have no
idea.
idea. Yeah? How long did it take on the high seas?
No idea.
No idea. So, and how long did it take in the supermarket before you went there to buy? No idea.
Well, that was extremely entertaining, I must admit. You have all your facts together, and you may have no idea at the beginning, but later on the ideas came to you, and you seem to be doing very well indeed. So, if you would like to have David Mayeku go through to the final 8, you have to vote for him. Type *254# and follow the instructions. Or you could go to www.nssfug.org/FWB.
My namesake, David Mayeku. How did it go?
Well, it went well. At least the audience gave me the comfort because they were smiling and they're energetic. So, and the panel, they were welcoming. Just as you indicated at the beginning, though the questions were tough, but there was a softness in asking the question.
Yeah, I told you there were going to be hard and tough questions, but they have a nice way of asking. We have no idea if he will make it to the next round. We will only have an idea if you vote.
Fall in love with the new NSSF Go app today. Download the app from your mobile app store and do much more than view your current NSSF balance. You can now set your savings goals and work towards achieving your retirement benefits. Make voluntary payments and update your details directly from the app. We understand why you're falling in love with it, so go ahead and share this experience.
NSSF, a better life.
Welcome back from the break. It's NSSF Friends with Benefits. Now remember, the winner from last week's show will be announced at the end of this episode. But now let's head over to David to find out who our 8th contestant is and what he did with his benefits.
Here we are at Kalapata Parents Nursery and Primary School in Kalapata, Kumi District. Standing next to me is Mr. Stephen Okiror, who used his benefits to set up the school that you see in the background. That's his way of giving back to the community. But before we get into Stephen's story, we've had stories about this 70-plus-year-old PE teacher that can run. Where is this PE teacher?
Yes, Mr. Pilot, can you come? Can you join us?
Yeah. Oh, yes. There is the 74-year-old PE teacher, Mr. Opalot. Yeah. Apparently, he can run. So we're going to give this a try and see how fast he is.
So,
this is exciting. He's ready for me. I'm ready for him. So let's get going. After a young man like me gets bitten by a 70-plus-year-old PA teacher, I think that's the cue. Let's listen as Stephen tells his NSF story.
I was working with the Uganda Revenue Authority. I had to opt for voluntary retirement at the age of 52 years old. And that's how I managed to get my benefit. When I got the benefit, I had 2 projects in mind to do. I wanted to do business, and I also had to do a school as a second project. So I decided to take up a school. In 2017, that's when we started the construction of the school. It took a whole year. And the school started in 2018. We started both nursery and primary. So I found it really challenging, but because I'd taken some time studying on how I can run a school, and more so, I wanted the school in my village. I come from Kalapata village here, because I have seen challenges of education here. We didn't have any private school. Now this is the first private school in this village.
With 12 teachers and 3 non-teaching staff, this school has gone from 80 to 370 pupils in a space of 2 years. Out of the 370, the director, Mr. Okiror, is sponsoring 40 pupils.
It is not easy for someone to have worked for over 30 years and gets money and comes to invest in the village. So we did that risk, we took that risk. Now we are investors here in the village and more so in the education sector, which helps the community. I can assure you the NSSF money boosted everything in my project. I also would like to urge other people who have retired and who want to put up projects, not to take them far, but to take them to their communities, because that is why we are here. We are here to serve the community.
That's amazing. You educate the young people and you build a nation. Please welcome our contestant, Stephen Okiror. Come on up. Hello, hello. Please take a seat. Oh, wow. In the space of 2 years, you went from 80 to how many? 300? Is it?
Yes.
Wow, that's a good number. A big jump right there.
Yes.
So our judges have a number of questions for you. I'm going to hand you over. And I think today, Simon, we'll start with you.
Thank you very much, Crystal and Stephen Okiror. If I were to inform you, I think you score all the marks on my part with regarding to your impact on the community. However, I don't get the full details of this school. Are we running from primary 1 up to primary 7? Are we running a full nursery section? What is the projection of this school as you grow with it?
I have 2 sections in the school. I have the nursery section and I have the primary section because I wanted to have all the children get a knowledge education. And the nursery section actually has a population of about 120 children now. And the balance is for the primary section.
Now, I wanted to find out from you, do you have a background in teaching?
Not really. I'm an accountant by profession.
Okay. My question is, do you have good teachers that will teach very well those children and bring them out when they are really something?
I could say I have good teachers because I have a total of 12 teachers now. 4 in the nursery section and 8 in primary. But 4 of those 8 in primary are examiners. I got them from here in Kampala. The challenge I only have is maybe paying them.
That's the idea.
That's
and
the challenge.
That's the point of my question.
Why is the challenge? Because right now our payment is small. But we have gone into an understanding with the teachers that it is the hard work they put. If they make good performance and we get numbers, even their pay will increase. And indeed, they have accepted. So I think I have good teachers.
My question is around the relevance of the curriculum that you're using. Oftentimes we see that people actually go to school, but they're not relevant to the community. So how are you making your curriculum relevant for these children so that when they finish, they're actually better placed to meet the demands in the market?
I am thinking that from next year, I should be thinking of idea of vocationalizing the school as well. So that we're not all academics, but we can do something that the dropouts of P7, those who cannot continue, because it's actually a village. Some of you came there and really were questioning me, how are you managing? I want these children who cannot continue to do some vocational courses, like tailoring, like brick making, to support themselves after school. I have already communicated to the community. Because after putting the school, the parents, the community was very happy. Because I am the first son in the soil to bring an investment of that kind.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, Stephen. The reality of walking miles, kilometers to get to school is very much a reality for so many people. And the truth is, you know, we have one of the youngest populations in the world. So as long as you get it right, education is the way to go. So if you would like to vote for Stephen, all you have to do is dial *254# and follow the instructions. Or you can go to www.nssfug.org/FWB and vote for Stephen Okiror.
Ms. Okiror, how did the interview go?
I think it went out well this time. I was at first fearing, but I think I sobered up.
Your chances in the show, do you think you're progressing to the next round?
I think I will progress. I think if I could rate myself, I should be getting 9 out of 10.
You're the first to give yourself 9 on this panel here. Most have been giving themselves 8, so I think you did well.
I think I did well.
The first contestant to give himself a rating of 9 out of 10. So that means he doesn't need my help to tell you to vote for him. He thinks he has done a good job. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed and hopefully we'll see him in the next round. All the best, Mr. Stephen.
Nzijukira ebiseera ebyo abawagizi ekitiibwa nali muzira mu kisaawe ne mbulamu obwa bulijjo nga nsobola okwetuusaako buli kye njagala. Naye olunaku lumu byonna ne biggwaawo. Singa nategekera obukadde bwange nandibadde mu bulamu obweyagaza kati.
Every year, millions of Ugandans retire into poverty. To reduce that number, NSSF has introduced voluntary membership, which allows more Ugandans to save with NSSF and makes contributing easier by letting you pay through mobile money. It is available to individuals who run companies that employ less than 5 employees, as well as those who used to save with the fund and are now gainfully self-employed but are below the age of 60. Sign up today by visiting your nearest NSSF branch.
NSSF, a better life.
Welcome back one more time to NSSF Friends with Benefits Season 3. In a few minutes, tick-tock, we're going to find out who the winner is from last week's show.
Now, we have heard from our contestants today. David Mayeku, who received his age benefit and used it to start growing and packing rice. We also heard from Stephen Okiror, who used his withdrawal benefits to start a private school, the first of its kind in his home area. Now, the contestant with the largest number of votes will be announced at the next episode, and they will make their way to our 8 semi-finalists. The votes will be verified and audited by PwC.
That's true. Now, of course, we would like to thank our panel of judges today for doing an outstanding job. Give them a round of applause. And to you, the audience, coming every single week, giving us a lot of energy, and to our contestants as well. And last but not least, to you, our viewer out over there, thank you for tuning in. We do appreciate it. To engage us more on this show, all you have to do is use the hashtag on your screen.
Special thanks to Afros and More for hair and makeup. And remember, if you do not have the NSSF Go app, download it, okay? There are 100 reasons for you to fall in love with it. I'll give you another reason right now. It is secure.
Talking about secure, I have the envelope with last week's winner in my pocket. Very, very secure. I'm telling you, you can't get there. You try. Secure. You see? Hey. Right. Let us find out who the winner from last week's episode is. Red lights.
Are you ready?
Yes. Are you ready?
Yes.
And the winner from last week's episode is Edson Mwine.
Congratulations, Edson. You're one step closer to perhaps winning that 30 million shillings.
Now, whew, what a show.
It was.
What a show. Remember to tune in next week, same time, same place. The voting lines are now open. It is NSSF Friends with...